With two Canadian teams in the playoffs right now, hockey fever is peak in this country, but catching a game in person, not so accessible, not so cheap. For example, if you're in Toronto, Ticketmaster's cheapest standing room only, by the way, ticket for tonight's game is $386. That's when you're standing. Oh, if you want to sit down, though, in the 300 level, that'll cost you $582. Or maybe you would prefer a front row seat for $2,711 for one ticket. And it's not just hockey. Anyone who's tried to buy a concert ticket has come up against the same kind of steep cost. To talk about why, we are joined now from Kingston by Ken Wong, professor at Queen's University's Smith School of Business. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So when tickets are first listed online by the actual ticket-selling agencies, who decides the price?
Basically, whatever the market will bear decides the price. The person with the ticket is free to put them on, usually on an auction site, and let them go to the highest bidder.
So that's for the resale. But when it comes to like a concert ticket, for example, does the artist have any say in what they are going to be listing their ticket price at?
Only insofar as they set the fee that they're going to charge the event for their appearance. And after that, it really depends on whoever is producing the event to decide what the list price of the ticket will be.
So I do want to ask you about resale, because it's often really hard to get a ticket that's first issued, as we know. We've carried many stories like that. So those ticket prices were all verified resale. But let's talk about verified resale tickets. Ticketmaster, like all ticket selling agencies nowadays, they have their own resale market built into their website. So how much of the price inflation around the event tickets comes from resellers?
Pretty much all of it. Anything over the list price that your ticket sells for is going to the reseller. In a sense, you can almost think of the season ticket holder in these examples. It's almost like them buying a timeshare. When they choose to go to a game, they go, and when they choose not to, they put it up for auction.
So, Professor, I want to give an example, because the tickets for Taylor Swift's new tour went through the roof. That was a huge news story. And after initially being listed between $65 and $600, some tickets eventually skyrocketed to $38,000 each. That prompted the U.S. Congress to haul in the CFO Ticketmaster's parent company, which is Live Nation, to answer some questions. And the big question was, does Ticketmaster hold a monopoly? He told them there's plenty of competition in the industry, but if you're going to ask me, I can't name another one. So is that true?
It is true. There is plenty of competition in the sense that anybody who has a ticket can put it up for sale. However, normally when we think about there being a lot of competition, we also think about there being some kind of limit on the price that's paid. In this instance, demand far exceeds supply. I mean, we don't really think about it, but if you take the Air Canada Centre with 19,000 seats, at best, even if the seats were free, only about 0.6% of Toronto's population would be able to go. And that doesn't even take into account people from other cities, right, avid fans and the like, who would also want those tickets.
Is this one of those things that we'd go, just get used to it?
Unfortunately, it pretty much is. There are some things that you can do to mitigate the cost if you're prepared to travel a little bit. So, for example, oftentimes an artist will have a performance in Toronto one night, and then a few nights later they may appear in, say, Montreal. In between, they're looking to fill their concert dates, and so they might stop off in a place like Kingston. Here in Kingston, our arena would have, say, 6,500 people. 6,500 people, which means our nosebleed seats are better than the top level of your lower bowl.
Yeah, fair.
And when Elton John performed here, I think it was $135 to see him live.
Wow. What year was that?
That was 2 years ago.
Wow. All right. Well, Professor Ken Wong, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.